and I would cry. Oh, this color. Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl AJ. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, remember to go right ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on all my social media. Today I did this look, which is my quarantine glam. Honestly, even though we're stuck in the house, we're bored in the house, and we're in the house bored, doesn't mean you can't look good doing it. I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time doing makeup in maybe a month and a half, so I got a little carried away. I might have overcompensated a little bit. I thought I would do something a little bit more fun, a little bit more chill, so I did a quarantine get ready with me type joint, but really it was just like me doing my makeup on camera and talking to you guys and catching you up on what's been going on in my life and kind of where I want to take my YouTube channel in the next little bit. So if you want to hear all of that as well as learn how I got this makeup look, just keep on watching. You guys, I was not recording this whole entire freaking time, and I thought I really was, but anyways, I did my whole entire face already. I asked you guys on Instagram what kind of makeup look you guys want to see on my channel, and a lot of you guys said a quarantine look. Some of you guys said soft glam. I thought I would kind of mix the both, just like a quarantine soft glam look. And honestly, I don't go this hard. I'll be completely real with you guys. I have been working from home, but I hardly do my makeup, and when I say hardly, I mean I probably do my makeup 1 out of the 5 days that I'm working. I got my contacts in because I don't really like doing that afterwards. Now I'm gonna go right ahead and do my brows. You guys asked me for a quarantine makeup look, and I'm more than happy to do it for you guys because I personally haven't done anything like makeup related on this channel in a hot minute, and I felt like it was wrong. I'm coming at you guys with the fire makeup content and really trying to do my best here. I don't even know if this is my brow color, to be honest, because this is a sample. My makeup desk is a mess, so I literally pulled off whatever I could find. Some of you guys wanted to obviously see me do my makeup in quarantine, which is fine. But something that you guys have to know about me is that people might think it's gonna be hella tame, but it's me. So I'm going full out. Dude, this color is all wrong. This color is so bad. I'm going in with the Brow Stylist Definer, and this is by L'Oreal. I'm gonna go in to my brows and kind of make them more dark brown. 3.5 is a little too light for me, so I'm gonna go in. Probably been at least a month since I started working from home and since we've all been quarantined. I've gone right ahead and done my eyebrows off camera and cleaned them up a little bit because that part honestly takes me so long, and I just wanted to get them out of the way. They look a little strong, they look a little crazy right now, but we're gonna proceed. I'm gonna go right ahead and take my Fenty Beauty. This is the Soft Silk Pro Filter Primer. I don't believe in primer, but I'm trying to kind of give it a run, see how I feel, and I know I'm just at home, but this is my first time using it, by the way. I really want to give it a go and see how I feel. On top of my primer water, I just put that all over. So next, I kind of want to do my foundation, and the foundation that I've been loving is also a Fenty product. This is the Fenty Pro Filter Foundation. This is to match, of course, the primer. Love this stuff, and I'm just gonna throw it on the back of my hand, warm it up a little bit, and I only need a little bit of this because I'm gonna still do my eyeshadow and everything. I like to put my foundation on before my eyeshadow because when you do eyeshadow, you want to make sure that your eyes match your beat. You know, if I'm gonna do full out, let's see what kind of coverage my foundation is gonna give me today. I think it's kind of funny that you guys wanted to see a quarantine look because obviously we're all in quarantine right now, and I really haven't done my makeup, so in reality I would just not do this at all. I started using this foundation in the Philippines when I went, and I honestly fell in love with it. It was amazing, so I've been using it. Now I do find when my beauty blender is too damp, this starts to rub off, so just something to keep in mind. I also feel like my hairline is coming back, you guys, which is amazing because I have honestly been shedding so much hair, and I've been putting castor oil in my routine, and it's been amazing. So as I mentioned, I've been working from home for a full month now. I honestly honestly used to dream of the day that I used to be able to work from home. It's been a full month now since we've implemented social distancing measures in my city. Really proud to be in Canada right now because Canada has done really great. I mean, obviously everything in the world right now is really, really sad, and my heart goes out to anybody impacted by the current situation. I think it's a really scary time that we're living in right now. Just kind of wanted to throw it out there that if you or a loved one suffering or has suffered from COVID, my hearts go out to you. I'm trying to make my comeback to YouTube and I don't really know how to go about it, to be honest, because I feel like I will take breaks so constantly. And obviously I don't want to do that, but you know, sometimes you just have to. That's life. It's funny because I asked you guys what you wanted to see on my Instagram and I decided to do a makeup look today, but a few of you had been asking for a life update and what's going on and vlogs because I just really haven't had the opportunity to do any of that. I guess I'll kind of run through it. What has AJ been up to? Because I know some of you guys just keep up with me through IG. Thank you for that because that is my main place that I communicate with everybody. Obviously, it's kind of hard because I don't know, it's gotten to the point in my life now where, how do I explain this? I don't feel the need to share everything with social media, even though I love being on social media. I think there are just some things in my day-to-day that I like to keep to myself and like to keep private. By the way, I'm setting my eyes with my Laura Mercier. And I don't know what kind of makeup look I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go for it. And whatever comes from it is whatever comes from it, honestly. At the end of the day, this is what's gonna happen. It's funny because some of you guys asked for a life update, which I think is so interesting because my life to me is not that interesting. A lot has changed, especially in the past, I want to say 6 or 7 months. So many things have changed. By the way, I'm going into the Friendcation palette, Dose of Colors. This is such a pretty palette, but here I'm going in with Necessary, I think. It's funny to me because I think you guys have been really curious as to what I've been up to, and I've done a lot of traveling in the past 6 months, and some of it was not even just for pleasure, even though I love traveling, you guys know that. A lot of it was personal reasons and it wasn't just me exploring. I guess I can kind of update you guys and tell you guys what's been going on because I owe it to you guys. Essentially in the past 6 or 7 months, like my life has just really flipped upside down, and I think I have experienced so much and I'm so grateful. I honestly cannot express how thankful I am to be in the place where I'm at right now because about a year ago I found myself in a place that was just really dark, and it was really tough because, to be completely honest with you, I felt like, what was I doing wrong? I had no clue what I was doing wrong. I was struggling so much, and I just didn't really understand the concept of putting myself first or being happy. I went on a leave from work. I was seeing my doctor for a little bit. My doctor really wanted me to go to counseling, and I just really took my time in those months. I think it was like all of May and like part of June where I was really just taking the time off and trying to find myself, trying to understand my purpose and trying to understand what I wanted to do. And I really couldn't explain it to anybody because you just go through those things. You just go through the motions. You can't really explain it to anybody. You're kind of just feeling it. It was probably after the time that I went to Las Vegas and I was still doing things. You know, I got my first brand deal last year with Forever 21. I did Miss Lola. I still had a lot of things going on, but I really needed to reassess what I was doing in my real life. I was working for a tech company. I guess I can say it now because I don't work for them anymore, but I worked at Apple for about 4.5 years, and it took up a lot of my life, to be completely honest with you. I found myself in a place where I was just super unhappy, and the job and the role just wasn't fulfilling anymore. And trust me when I say it, I thoroughly loved all my coworkers, and that was probably the only thing really holding me back from moving forward. I would like to think that a lot of the reason why I lost myself last year was because I was really stuck in a place where I didn't feel like I was growing professionally. By the way, I'm going in with Churro in this palette. I had to take myself out of this super toxic environment and do my own thing for a little bit. So that's why I took the little leave from work. In the 5 weeks that I was away from work, to be honest with you, it was just so liberating just being with myself and being with my friends and being with my family. And that's when I actually started to take Instagram seriously again, and I started to post a lot more content. That's when I actually got my first collab with Forever 21, and I was honestly just living my best life. It was so much fun and I do not regret it at all. It was just the leave that I needed to help me snap out of it, and unfortunately I couldn't take any more time off work because they wouldn't let me, or my leave didn't get approved. I think I didn't go back to work until July, but it was honestly so nice to have all that time off work. Again, super thankful that I got to surround myself with my loved ones, and I kind of had this idea now that I didn't want to be at Apple forever. And when I went back to work, you know, there was still a part of me that was so unhappy. By the way, I'm cutting my crease now with the Tarte Shape Tape, as well as the same brush I use to clean up my brows. I went back to work and I was a full-timer, so I worked 40 hours a week. You know, I worked mall hours. It was just super not ideal, and my passion was creating content at that time, and I really wanted to just not be at work and I'd have video ideas. But by the time I got home, I was just way too tired to do anything. Did not want to talk to anybody, did not want to do anything, did not even want to communicate with my family, because the job in itself, retail in itself, I worked for Apple Retail, by the way, is just so tiring and so exhausting. You know, it really drains you. And that's what I was really feeling towards the end of my time. There was a combination of things, but essentially just towards the end of it, I just knew it wasn't for me anymore, and I just knew that I had to find something else. So starting in July, when I got back to work, I worked a few weeks until I started to feel like, okay, I just got back and I'm not happy. What is this? I started to look for jobs, and I wasn't really serious, probably. I mean, I was kind of serious. I knew I had a trip coming up in September, so I knew job stability wise, it probably wouldn't be wise for me to leave a secure job when I have vacation plans. I was like, okay, by the fall or by the end of this year at least, I cannot be here anymore. I knew that I was going to Toronto in September. Like I said, didn't really want to make a rash decision, so I was just looking. You know, job hunting was kind of really tough. I was job hunting probably every single day, and when I was working, I would take interviews while at work. Would not recommend, but there was just a point where I didn't care anymore, you guys. Like, I did not care at all. I interviewed for some pretty big companies. My goal was to find a regular 9-to-5 job, or like a job that would give me a consistent schedule and then not have to deal with people all day. And that job hunt, oh my goodness, you guys, if I can share any tips on that job hunt, let me know. Like, if you guys want to see stuff like that, if you guys want me to, I'll make videos on that. But you know, I graduated out of university. I don't want to date myself, but I graduated university a while ago. I really thought Apple was going to take me places, and I had dreams and aspirations, and really at the end of the day, I just had to snap out of it. I had to be like, okay, this is not getting me anywhere. I'm not being challenged, and frankly, I'm not growing. So let me get out of here and find something that's for me. When I got back from Toronto, I was definitely interviewing a little bit more hardcore. When I say hardcore, I mean I was probably interviewing at least once a week. First round interviews, second round interviews. I was getting recruited and I had to like search up companies. Just so much, and I really felt overwhelmed and busy, and I was still trying to edit. I was still trying to do things, and I probably could have stayed at Apple for another good year, to be honest. But a tipping point for me was probably, I guess I can say this because it doesn't really matter now, but I couldn't get my birthday off. Like, I couldn't book my birthday weekend off. I had a trip planned to go to San Francisco, and I couldn't even go. There was just so many things that had changed at our store, and you know, this solidified the fact that I was so unhappy, that I was like not in a good place. So I just up and left, you guys. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't. Whew, I'm just going in here right now. I don't know, you guys said quarantine look, and this is what I'm coming up with. It's a neutral cut crease. At that point, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm so done with this job. At that point, I started trying really hard in my interviews. And by the way, they're getting into September, October now. So this is like towards the end of last year. And if you guys had seen me towards the end of last year, you would know that I was just so unhappy. I was not in a good place. There would be days when I cried, you guys. I would come home and I would cry. Oh, this color. Wow, I was not expecting that. Do you guys see that? I was really at the point in my life where I was like, I'm not cut out for this. None of my dreams are ever gonna come true, and I was honestly very close to giving up. I was like, I'm gonna be stuck in this place forever. Maybe I'll be broke for a little bit. It was just rough. Oh my gosh. I did not mean for this look to go this far. This was supposed to be just like a light quarantine look, but count on me to go full out at home. FaceTime somebody now. You know what I'm saying? This looks better than me going out sometimes. Like, I just don't understand why I'm like this. I have nowhere to go and my makeup looks so good. Should I do eyeliner? I feel like yes. I thought it was really interesting because I was a very positive person at one point in my life. Extremely positive. And I got to the point where it was like everything that I was saying that was coming out of my mouth was negative. I saw it, people around me saw it, and it was rough. I was super close to getting this one job, and it was sad when I didn't get that because I was so defeated that I cried after the interview. And it wasn't even because I didn't get the actual job, it was just because of the way that I was treated during the interview, and I just don't think it was like ideal. Honestly, worst experience ever. But luckily for me, I have a really good support system. Went back, started interviewing again. The next interview that I went really far in, as in like from phone interview to in-person panel interview, 3 interviews back to back, and I got an offer. That all happened within the time span of a week. So this was shortly after my birthday. It was probably like in November. Things escalated really quickly from there. I had some time off from Apple that I had booked to spend time with my family. And so we spent American Thanksgiving in Seattle. Essentially from there, I was still working part-time at Apple, and then I had accepted a new full-time job at a different company. Life was just so busy that I couldn't sit down and film. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit Apple in the new year. The thing is, I already knew that I was gonna get out at some point in time. I just didn't know when. And so for me, I was like, hey, I just gotta stay up until I go on my big trip in the new year and just like get extra money and get extra funds. I'm like talking and not doing my makeup. I went to San Francisco for work training, and that was so much fun. I came back and I was working 2 jobs. I'd work my full-time job, and then I'd go to Apple and work part-time hours. I just really didn't have time towards the end of last year, so I'm sorry if you guys noticed lack of content. I know a lot of you guys did. In the new year, it was my resolution to post a lot more, so I got a new camera, which I'm so excited about. I invested in my passion. With my new job, obviously I wanted to spend wisely, but this was my first real treat to myself, was a new camera. Now we're here. I don't know why it took me so long to talk about all of that, but it's just been so crazy. And to be honest, like right now is the time where I'm just like reassessing everything and trying to put out content that you guys like, and of course like trying to be on here. Obviously I'm in a place right now that's really good. I quit Apple at the beginning of this year, right before I left for the Philippines. That's kind of my short little life update, you guys. I went from in a year being super depressed and very anxious and experiencing, I think, a lot of things that people experience when they're in their mid-20s, you know, and like struggling. And I went through that. Like, I had to go through the motions in order to get to where I am right now. And I remember when I was in San Francisco, I just broke down crying because I just didn't really understand what I did to deserve all the blessings in my life. And I was obviously traveling a lot at the beginning of this year. I went to the Philippines. It was my grandma's 100th birthday. I went to Tokyo right after, and everything kind of played out with COVID. And since then, I've been working from home. So I've just been trying to adjust to it and get down a regular schedule and try to just stay on track, honestly. This year I realized that I manifested all this. I asked for this. This is what I wanted in life. I'm going in with the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Any place that I need to brighten, I'm gonna go right ahead and apply this. This is honestly my favorite concealer. It's amazing for the face and it just feels really nice and creamy. And we're gonna let that sit for a little bit. Now I'm going in with my darker concealer. This is the color Maple. I'm gonna actually do this a little bit differently because I used to just apply this right to my face, but I think that actually makes my face really streaky. So I'm gonna apply it to the back of my palm and not do too much, but just kind of dab my contour brush in there and really just get it more precise this way. And we're gonna add more just kind of snatch my face a little bit. This is what I learned from, I don't remember, was it Harush? Just want to diffuse it with my real foundation. Just diffuse it, kind of adding like a third layer. This is makeup for quarantine. I can do like a little less of a glam version, by the way. I feel like people are gonna be watching this being like, damn, she's crazy, which I am, okay. For this, you're gonna always just push product in. You're never gonna blend it in. You're always gonna push the product in. And this allows it to stay better. It allows it to blend a lot better. When you're dealing with cream products, you don't ever want to make it look streaky. Just pat it in. So the last thing I'm gonna do for this is take my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Oh my gosh, you guys, I look better in quarantine than I do when we actually have to go outside. So I'm gonna go right ahead and wait a little bit to blend this out. At this time, you can fix anything that you want to fix. Like, I'm gonna go right ahead and fix my brows. Other than like working from home, I've pretty much just been quarantined. I've been chefing it up in the kitchen, and it's funny because an influx of you guys have been wanting me to do cooking videos. I honestly don't know if you guys genuinely want to see me cook or if you guys just want to see me fail and laugh at me. Now I'm going to blend out my concealer because it's gotten a little bit tacky, and as you can see, it maintains that super bright pigment. I actually have to do my nose contour, so I just take the remaining and I just press my nose in, and you can see, oh my gosh, like how much of a difference that made. You see that? Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go in and contour my nose first because my nose contour tends to be a little bit heavy, so I try to fix that first. I didn't have any trips planned this year, so I'm really thankful. I was really just planning on like getting my act together this year and working a lot. And so, I mean, when I said I needed to save money, this is not the way I wanted it to. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of craving a little trip. I'm definitely fiending for a little trip right now. I would love to go for a little plane ride somewhere, but obviously that's not gonna happen. And this is how we're doing our makeup at home, apparently. I have a lot of content planned in the next little bit, quarantine content. This was like one of the first things that I wanted to do. I thought it was a really good idea, and I thought it was fun to just catch you guys up on life and talk about everything that's going on. That's pretty much been what's new with me. I'm gonna wipe this beat now. This is another trick that I learned from Jackie Aina, who learned it from someone else, but just like blending everything in with loose powder. I'm gonna spray everything right now. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow, and I hardly use this. This is probably my first time like legitimately dipping into it. Ooh, yeah, this highlight's kind of fire. This Mega Glow highlighter might be my new favorite thing. Wow, do you guys see that? It just looks like wet. Oh my, this is my favorite NYX nude lip pencil in the color Nude Truffle. I really wasn't expecting it to go this far, but it did, and I'm here for it. Please don't come for me because this is my first time doing a makeup tutorial and I don't even know how long. I like to add a little bit of pink. This is actually a little embarrassing, but I don't know where my other whirl is, and this is the one that I take with me traveling. Kind of just gives it more of that pinky tone, and that's how I overline my lips. Now I usually will take a concealer because I don't have a really light pink shade. Ooh, I'm looking beat, you guys. I was not planning for it to go like this, and I just take a little bit, apply that onto the center of my lips. I like to call this the powdered donut effect. Looks fire though, looks really good. And then I'll go over with Nude Truffle one more time just to blend. That is the way that I like this to look. My dose of colors, lip gloss. Whoa. So what do you guys think? This is my first time doing makeup in weeks, and I feel like I'm trying to overcompensate right now for all the lack of makeup that I've put on my face, but hey, you know, we got here. I updated you guys on my life. We did this. Let me close out this video real quick. that was the end of my video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you go right ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on all my social medias. I am active on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok now, Snapchat. Make sure you go follow me on all of that, and more quarantine content coming soon. If you want to see anything in particular, make sure you leave it down in the comments below. I'll make sure that I check that and chat with me through there. And yeah, that's all I have to say, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are all staying healthy and safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.